Hey, I heard somebody said, what's the point of going on study abroad?
So, you want to know, why should you study abroad? Or you want to know what I learned studying abroad? I got you. By the end of this, you'll be able to convince anybody that you need to study abroad. Hey, what's up? I'm Erica Rasha, and welcome to iAMERICA, where we travel through my quarter-life crisis. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure you comment down below and let me know what else you want to see on this channel. And make sure you do what? Subscribe, of course. And make sure you turn on the post notifications. All of this really helps me out, and it helps my channel grow. So thank you for your support. All right, well, let's get right into it. So today we're going to talk about what I learned studying abroad and why you should study abroad, why it's important. So I feel like the most obvious thing is you learn new things, but I also feel like, even though it's obvious, it's one of the most important things, because when you study abroad, it gives you an opportunity to learn a lot of new things, maybe like languages. I, per se, didn't get to do that, but I did get to experience interacting with different languages more than I ever did before, because it's like they spoke a lot of Spanish. All the signs are in Spanish when I went to Madrid, and that was a common in America. Like, people speak Spanish and stuff all the time, but it was just different because it was like, okay, I'm in their country, this is their native language, and I felt like a burden because I was like, I didn't know what everything was going on, and I didn't know what things were saying and things like that. And so yes, there was a lot of English that was present, but everything was pretty much in Spanish. And so it was just one of those type of barriers, and it was a great learning opportunities because it's like, it made me figure some things out. Oh yes, it lets you learn about a lot of different cultures that you didn't know, and that's awesome. And with culture comes food, and in Madrid the food was amazing, and I just loved everything. And I loved how during the day, like, things would kind of like close a little bit, and it'd be like more of like a smooth period, but then it would just be so live at night. And it's just, you learn how different parts of the world work, and it was just really cool. By the way, if you haven't checked out my study abroad vlogs, so like my London vlogs or my Madrid vlogs, check up in the cards below. Just click on the little eye. They're linked up there, and you'll be able to find them. Perfect. Anyway, moving right along. Studying abroad also gives you a different understanding on how things work in other parts of the world. I feel like I was completely clueless before I went to Europe, and now I feel woke. I didn't know about like things like parliament and about like gun laws and violence and things in other places. But when I went to London, it definitely opened my eyes, and I was definitely able to learn some great things and see how different policies work in different places and how it's doing good over there. And maybe we do need to bring some of those things over here into America. A really big thing that was going on while I was in London was the whole Brexit thing. And it was just great to have those conversations with Londoners and hear their insight and things and how it made them feel, because I would have never thought about it or never really cared. And it's sad, but it's the truth when I was here, because it didn't necessarily affect me. So having a better understanding and learning how to be more open to things like that was definitely great. Which rolls right into my next thing, is you definitely learn how to look from a different place's perspective. You take their things into key, and it just gives you a better outlook on life, and it makes you more whole. And you need that, because that makes you a great person and gives you some empathy for others. So the next big reason why you should study abroad is because it forces you to overcome some challenges. So like I was mentioning before, the language barrier was definitely one of the big challenges of mine. And like reading the menu, I almost ordered like blood sausage, which, ew, it smelled disgusting. Okay, the food in London was just nasty, y'all. I'm just gonna have to be honest. But I had to overcome that challenge, and I had to realize how to open my mouth and ask people like, hey, what is this? Hey, what is, like, and it's like, sometimes we get our pride, and it's like, I don't want to look stupid because I don't know what this is, or I don't know how to pronounce this. But it made me overcome that. It made me overcome my pride and step outside of my comfort zone. And that's what study abroad does in general. You're trying foods you never tried. You're in a place you've never been 9 times out of 10. Like, it's just eye-opening experience, and you got to do it. Like, it's great. Now, it also is a challenge because you're alone. So, as you've seen in my London vlog, I cried when I was about to get on the plane. I know, not my proudest moment, but I was scared, and I have every right to be scared. I was going to a foreign country, a place I've never been before, a place that I've only dreamed about going and never thought I would ever go before. And I was by myself. Like, my mom was a 9-hour flight away. Like, crazy. You're alone. And my study abroad trip was very short. So I was only in Europe for about a week or so. But some people go for months, years, and you're by yourself, and so it definitely makes you have to go meet new people and figure things out by yourself, because you have no one to depend on, because everyone's in a
Bruh.
we're back, but everyone's in a different time zone, and so it's not like a 30-minute or a 2-hour drive or a up to 5-hour flight. Like, everyone's like far, like they're literally on the other side of the world. And when it's 9 o'clock your time, it's like 3 in the morning their time. And so it's like you have to figure some things out, and everything is not just given to you. And I know a big thing for me that was a challenge was being alone without any cell service and just praying that everywhere had Wi-Fi. Woo! Which brings me into my next point, is that you have to become adaptable when you go abroad. I have straight talk. Y'all know from this channel, I'm cheap. And I couldn't have an international plan necessarily. My international plan that they offered, it wouldn't work in the countries that I was going to. And so I wasn't going to be there for too long, so I didn't want to buy like an international SIM card or nothing. So it was just like I had to get Wi-Fi everywhere I went. And I went to Steak and Shake, because y'all know that's my place. Check out my Steak and Shake vlog when I was in Madrid. But I went there all by myself, completely alone. And now that I think about it, it was kind of dangerous, because it was like, okay, what if this place didn't have Wi-Fi and I was on the whole opposite side of the city, and what was I going to do? Walk back because I had to Uber? Now that I think about it, it might not have been the best idea I had. But it worked out, and I had to figure out how to be adaptable to do the things that I wanted to do. I didn't want to just sit in my hotel room. I paid $3,000. I wanted to have fun. I wanted to try things. I wanted to do things that I never did before, and people didn't want to do everything I wanted to do. So I said, hey, I have to figure it out, and I had to figure it out on my own. And having to only work with Wi-Fi and public Wi-Fi at that, so it wasn't the best, it really made me become adaptable, and I'm appreciative for that. It also makes you really responsible when you study abroad, because like I said, you are alone and you have to adapt to different situations, and you have to have your own back. And I know, like, for me, it made me really like clench my pearls to make sure that I was safe and that I wasn't getting robbed, because pickpocketing in Europe was like a really big thing. And you would go get on a train and they're like, be careful, look out for pickpocketers. And it's like, it makes you really responsible. So it's like, okay, every 10 minutes you're thinking, okay, phone, keys, wallet, check. You got to carry your passport around sometimes. Passport got that bet. Okay, like, it just made you really aware. So this part is for your parents. Now, if your parents are asking you, why should I give you this money to study abroad? You tell them it's for jobs. Jobs love to see students who were able to go abroad during their collegiate career, because it makes them a better candidate. It makes them stand out amongst all the other candidates that are applying for this position. So when you study abroad, it shows that you can be flexible. It shows that you're adaptable. It shows that you like diversity. And companies love diversity. It's 2020. It shows that you are culturally aware. And that's very important in the workplace, especially with us becoming a melting pot and us demanding these better seats at the table. So if they ask you why to do it, you say, I'm going on a study abroad so that I can get a job. Simple. And they can't argue with that. And if they do try to argue with that, then you send them to me and you tell them to argue in the comments, because I got some points for them, okay? And before we wrap up, let's just talk a little bit more about the experience of just studying abroad in general and why it's just so important for you to just say YOLO and go. And for all my like Gen Zers who might not know what YOLO means, it means you only live once. Okay. Don't judge me. I'm old. Studying abroad allows you to have that opportunity to do new things that you could have never imagined. I said it time and time again. I never in a million years thought that I could go to London. It was just always something that we read about in like textbooks and things like that, or like we would see in movies and things. I never thought that it would be me who would be actually going there. And I went. Studying abroad made me so aware of the world, and now I just can't get enough. Now I want to go back to London because I did some awesome shopping. But also because it's just like I want to try more and do more. So now not only do I want to go back to London, but I want to go to Paris because I've always wanted to see the Eiffel Tower in person. Now I never thought that I could. Now I have a passport. There's nothing that's holding me back except, the money. But like there's nothing that's holding me back in going on study abroad. It just opens your eyes to all the different things that your passport allows you to get, that traveling allows you to get. It's just so refreshing, and you just need it. You gotta go. Also awesome about studying abroad is that it allows you to meet new friends, especially when you're going and it's just like maybe like one or two people from your school or no one from your school and it's just you. You have to meet other people. You can't just be out there and be a hermit. That might be cool, but it's going to be boring. You want to get out there. You want to meet new people. And now you have lifelong connections with people from all over the world. And so these might be the people who come to your wedding one day or who are like the godparents to your child. Like you never know. You just have to try it. And it's so fun to have friends all over the world because now you have a place to stay when you go. So let me give you an example. My cousin did a study abroad type program, and now she has friends from everywhere. So she has friends from Malaysia, she has friends from Nigeria, she has friends from Italy, but all because they all went to the same program and they have a lifelong connection. My cousin studied abroad 3 years ago, and she still talks to these people to this day because they build those connections. I have a friend that came to America for study abroad, and I still talk to him to this day. But it just opens up so much for you. But I feel like lastly, what people don't talk about and what people don't think, but when you study abroad, and at least this was for me in my experience, I gained a true appreciation for home. I realized how much I did have here in America. My room is able to have a queen size bed in it. I feel like my hotel room wouldn't fit a queen size bed even if I tried to push it in there. They're small. Just little things like how easy it is for me to get different fruits and things, but in other parts of the world it's not that easy. Study abroad really just reminds you that there's some things that we take for granted. And when you go to these other countries and see the little luxuries that you do have that you don't think they're luxuries, you just think they're common, they're not. And everyone isn't fortunate enough to have those opportunities. So if you're wondering, should you study abroad? Why should I study abroad? I just gave you some reasons on why, and I think that the only thing you should do is just do it. Maybe not go on one that's a year long or a semester long. Maybe just go on one that's a week long or a month long and just try it. And if you don't like it, that's okay. You did something and you got out your comfort zone, and you're going to be a better person for it regardless. And now you know, I don't want to ever leave America again. And that's fine. That is A-okay. You can check out the cards and just look at the places to travel in America then. Yes, shameless plug. There's no real answer for this question. You just have to do it. So why should you travel abroad? Because you got to try everything once, right? But thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for making it to the end. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. It really does help me out. So thank you for supporting this channel. Make sure you are subscribed because we got to be best friends here, man. Come on, virtual besties. It's us. All right, but I'm Erica Rasha. This is iAMERICA, and I'm signing out. Bye.
Open up, you O.P.E.N. that you want, baby, am I? We should be closer than friends.